The Daily Code Snippet. Phew! We've spent quite a while going over all the possibilities for controlling a background image, so now we should go over the shorthand. This helps combine some of these into a shorter code statement. The background shorthand property combines several properties into one CSS declaration: background attachment, background clip, background color, background image, background origin, background position, background repeat, background size. Here is the HTML for our examples. We are using class attributes so our CSS can be targeted. Here is the CSS for using a background color fallback and background image. We will be keeping the margin, height, and border the same from example to example. This is how it would display. The image repeats because the default is for an image to repeat, and we have not instructed the image not to repeat. Here's the CSS for using a background image and background repeat. This is how it would display. Our image will only repeat along the x-axis or horizontally. Here is the CSS for using a background origin, background image, and background repeat. This is how it would display. Some padding is necessary to see that the background image origin is at the content box. Here is the CSS for centering and scaling a single image. This is how it would display. Here is a CSS for using background clip, background position, background image, and background repeat. This is how it would display. Some padding is necessary to see that the background image is being clipped to the content box. Working with previous examples, let's see if we can clean up the code. Here's the CSS from a previous example. Height is modified for the layout of this demo page. And now the same CSS using our shorthand. As you can see, we have reduced the amount of lines of code to achieve the same result. And again, background also accepts the global values of inherit, initial, revert, and unset. Finally, similar to previous, for multiple background layers, separate the code with commas. Background blend mode is a property that does not have uniform support amongst browsers. It can set how a background image blends with another image or with a background color. You may already be familiar with blending modes from using Adobe Photoshop. Like other background properties, background blend mode also accepts the global values of inherit, initial, revert, and unset. You can set more than one blending mode, separated by commas, and they need to be defined in the same order as the background image. If the lists of values are not the same, the blending mode will repeat. The possible values are normal, multiply, screen, overlay, darken, lighten, color dodge, color burn, hard light, soft light, difference, exclusion, hue, saturation, color, and luminosity. We will look at some examples using the different background blend modes. Here's the HTML. Again, we are using class attributes so that our CSS can be targeted. And here is the CSS for the first example. With normal blending mode, we have the following result visually. In the subsequent examples, we will only change the last line of code for the blend mode as follows: background blend mode multiply, background blend mode screen, background blend mode overlay, background blend mode darken, background blend mode lighten, background blend mode color dodge, background blend mode color burn, background blend mode hard light, background blend mode soft light, background blend mode difference, background blend mode exclusion, background blend mode hue, background blend mode saturation, background blend mode color, and background blend mode luminosity. We will look at how these modes look visually. Multiply, screen, overlay, darken, lighten, color dodge, color burn, hard light, soft light, difference, exclusion, hue, saturation, color, luminosity. Here's the HTML for an example with multiple images. Again, we're using a class attribute to target. This is the CSS. We have added the seagrass cropped image in addition to the palmetto cropped image. And we're using the two background blend modes, saturation and hard light. And this is the visual result. Presented by